Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome back. I am Lieutenant Grace. I have been on a health and wellness journey to lose 100 pounds since February of this year, 2025. And I have lost almost 50 pounds. And I know that a lot of that has to do with what I am putting into my body. It's important to stay in a caloric deficit. At least that's what my medical team has told me. Reminder, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. Always check with your medical team before making any changes to your meal plan. I'm just here to show you what I am eating this week. Some things are on repeat. Some things are brand new and exciting. What I will promise you is that this is still low calorie and still very high protein. I managed to get in more protein this week and I don't even know how. You know, I am very curious, how do you guys meal plan? Can you tell me in the comments if you are watching the video, how do you put your meals together? Because often I like to tell you that I have a grocery list that I go, with to the store, but I really don't. I kind of walk in there and the first thing that I'm looking at when I'm picking up products is I'm looking at the nutritional content and I'm looking at that calorie and I'm looking at that protein. So I'm curious if that's the process for everybody, but let's get started. So what I am having for breakfast is a brand new item. I am going to try these Kodiak Cake maple pancake sandwiches. This comes with uncured bacon, egg, and Colby Jack cheese, and obviously the two little pancake bits. This reminds me of a McDonald's pancake sandwich, which are really, really delicious, the McGriddles. And this is 310 calories with 20 grams of protein and even has fiber per sandwich. I'm going to pair this for breakfast with a protein shake. This week I'm going to have the Premier Proteins, the cafe latte, because it already has coffee. So this is going to give me 160 calories and 30 grams of protein. Does this have junk? Yes. Look at the ingredient list. Look at that thing. That's how massive it is. It does have junk. I know it. But this is what I am using this week because it's going to help me stay in a caloric deficit and it's going to help me get to my protein goals just for this week. So if you don't like Premier Protein, remember, this is my meal plan. It's not guaranteed it's going to work for you. Go get your own protein, whatever you like. There's a gazillion of them out there in the market. But again, my breakfast, it's going to come in at 470 calories with 50 grams of protein. That's an excellent way to start my day because I know that's going to keep me full longer. It's going to keep the food noise down and it's just going to keep me on target. Now, between lunch and dinner, I am going to have a snack. This snack, I know is not popular for many, but for me, I have really come to enjoy it. And I really think it has everything to do with the brand. I love this brand of bone broth, Keto and Fire. I have tried so many of their flavors. I will tell you this, my local grocery store doesn't have a lot of flavors. Walmart doesn't either, but there's a store near us, and I know maybe they're not everywhere, I'm not sure, but there's a store called Sprouts here in Florida, and they have so many flavors of this. It makes it really easy to have a different flavor each day. As a snack, I throw this in a bowl or in a large mug, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I just sip on this. And it's very pleasant. Like, I don't have to force myself. I know that a lot of people struggle to just sip on bone broth, but this one is so easy to drink. It's really just so tasty and flavorful. It never makes me sick. Like, I try to drink like the Swansons and College Inn, and those things just make me gag for some reason. But this one, it's just absolutely delicious. This whole serving, this is going to be 16 ounces, 80 calories with 19 grams of protein. That's how you get almost 20 grams of protein in for just a snack. Sipping on some good old bone broth. Now for lunch is a little bit of a repeat from last week. I'm still rocking this Pura Vida fire roasted primavera vegetables. I did learn that last week when I threw these in the air fryer, they came out kind of watery. So instead, one of you beautiful friends gave me a tip to throw them in the oven instead. So I just did a sheet pan and threw them on there, and I noticed that they did roast better and they weren't as watery. So I'm going to do 2 cups of that with some good old tilapia. And I have already portioned out my tilapia into baggies. I put 3 fillets because a fillet and a half is 6 ounces, and that's exactly what I need to be able to get my protein in for my lunch. So for my lunch, I'm going to do a cup and a half of these veggies with 6 ounces of tilapia that I literally just spray with olive oil, some salt and pepper, and garlic powder. My lunch is going to come out to 290 calories with 36 grams of protein. Guys, I think tilapia is underrated. First of all, it's cheaper than salmon, and it has a really good protein content and very low in calories. So rethink the tilapia if you're not a fan. I've come to really love it, and my budget loves it too. So for this week, in between my lunch and dinner, I do have another snack planned. Grace, how do you eat that much? My body just tolerates it. I can eat, and I want to eat. I want to fuel my body. I don't want to put it in a starvation mode, because it's other parts of my body are going to suffer if I do that. My hair is going to suffer, my muscle, parts of my organs I'm sure are going to suffer because I'm not giving it enough nutrition. So I'm going to do a Build Protein Puff Bar. The cookies and cream are my absolute favorite. These things are 150 calories. It has collagen and 17 grams of protein. So I love these. They literally do taste like you're eating a candy bar. Do they have junk, Grace? Of course they have junk. Look at the ingredient list. I know that. But just a little treat for this week, to get me through this last week of school before we go on winter break. Yes, I'm going to do it. And that's okay. That's my meal plan. For dinner, I am having some ground beef, lean ground beef. Sorry, I just took it out of the freezer. Lean ground beef, 93% lean, 7% fat. So I'm going to cook some of that down. Again, salt and pepper, olive oil spray, some garlic powder, onion powder, some paprika. And I'm going to have that with a cup and a half of this Pura Vida root vegetables mix. This cooks really well in either the air fryer or the oven. This meal combined, so my cooked down lean ground beef with my root vegetables, it's going to come out to 395 calories with 38 grams of protein. I'm getting 36 grams of protein from 6 ounces of this ground beef, and I am getting a few grams of protein from this vegetable mix. But that is my meal plan for the week. I am having 3 very hearty meals. I'm having 2 snacks. Yes, I'm having a little bit of, junk in there, but it's for the protein and it's what works for me this week. All right, my totals for this week, 1,385 calories. I am still under 1,400 calories for all that food. And I'm coming in with 160 grams of protein. I mean, that's just crazy. Sometimes, as I am hearing about others' experiences here, and I see their struggle to eat enough and to get enough protein. Honestly, the protein, to me, I feel like everything is saturated with protein. We are on a protein binge. So almost everything that I'm eating, even the vegetables that I'm eating, have protein. So that is what I am eating this week. If you haven't joined me yet, please hit the subscribe button, hit the likes, and leave me a comment. Tell me how you prepare for your meal planning. Do you go in with a list to the grocery store? Do you go with like a set number of calories and protein that you're looking for in each item? I definitely don't. When I go grocery shopping, I'll be completely honest, I still very much eat with my eyes. I will look at something, it will call my attention, and I'll say, I want to have that, and I will make that work. For instance, this week was these maple pancake breakfast sandwiches. I saw them, I thought they looked so interesting. They totally reminded me of the McDonald's McGriddles, and I thought, can I make this work for 310 calories with 20 grams of protein? I thought that was really good macros, and I'm making it work. So tell me how you meal plan. Thanks for being here, friends. Don't forget, let's keep losing. Bye.